Hey everyone, I figured I'd come on here and give more my own 2 cents on a sports thing that recently happened within the past 24 to 48 hours. It's on the WNBA, obviously. Well, what news hasn't really been in big news on the besides the WNA was WNBA with sports. So this happened in the past 24 to 48 hours. It was at a Sky game. Um, and it was actually the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky game. So there was a guy that has recently, in the past month or two, come out and former NBA player saying that he wanted, he feels like a woman, and he's going to try out for the 2027 WNBA draft. Da, 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 da. I can't tell which at this point. I think he was just mocking it and making a joke. My personal opinion, the way that what went down this past game, I think him and his friend, fellow player, I think honestly now that with this happening, I think it was just a joke. I think him and they just made a joke and statement, not and more serious about it. But and it is kind of funny because their policy, you know. Um, so I want to make my opinion on this, unless I usually do, because it's my channel, and I'm going to make my opinion on it. Um, about what happened with Natasha Cloud and and Friedman, or whatever his name is, at the Indiana Fever slash Chicago Sky game. So from what I've been watching and reading about is and understanding from all the media and everything that I've been looking at about it that's been popping up and everything. And I follow the WNBA. I think the women are great sports, great athletes, and honestly, I find it more athletically entertaining than I do the NBA. It's not like the men's to me now. It's not like the '90s, '80s, and '90s, and even maybe early 2000s. NBA. It's not like that anymore. So the WNBA is to me like that now. So I enjoy watching. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy watching the WNBA. I have my favorite players. I don't have this one specific favorite team. I like a lot of players. Um, and honestly, Sophie Cunningham is one of my favorite players. Um, I like other players, Lexi Hall, Caitlin Clark. I do like. I like Paige Beckers. I do like Alana Smith. Um, I do like Sabrina Ionescu. Um, I do think there's a lot of other great players out there too. Yes, I know what a lot of y'all thinking right now. I know that's not. I didn't do that on purpose. So you know what? Don't even think that, because that's not why. Um, I because I do think AZ Fudd is a great player. Do I collect her? No, I don't collect AZ Fudd. As far as I like Caitlin Chen. I like Citron, Maddie Segrist. So yeah, I mean, again, I know what some of y'all might be thinking. No, it's not that. It's just they seem to be. I like them. I like the way they play. Um, Even Haley Van Lith, but so I watch the WNBA because it reminds me of the '80s, '90s basketball for the men's the NBA. As far as the aggressiveness, the competition. What honestly a lot of us don't like is the politic bullshit that's going on. Excuse my language, and like especially what happened like during this game. Um, the gentleman who states that he's going to go for the 2027 WNBA draft because he feels like a woman. Again, I think that was just a ruse. Just as a ruse. I don't think they're serious about it. I think it's just a ruse. But it's to prove a point, and I get it, and I like how they're proving a point. Um, was chilling there at the basketball game, from what I understand and read. He was just chilling there. He congratulated. He was happy for Sophia Cunningham making the 3-point play. He got up. He was proud about it. And I guess it was moments later, from what I understand, Natasha Cloud came over and said some things like to the fact of, she's not gonna fuck you. Why are you trying? She's not gonna fuck you. And he's like, that's what I'm not even trying. She's shot, good shot. And they exchanged some words. Well, Natasha Cloud was more aggressive and exchanging words with this so-called former NBA player. So, and he's like, I'm just here to watch the game. From what I understand, he was just saying, I'm just here to watch the game. I thought it was a great shot. Congratulations. I'm here to watch the game. And, of course, Tasha Cloud and her band of misfits, have to start the things. But Natasha Cloud opened her mouth, said something, and started swearing. From what it looked like, from what I can really understand with what she was saying, at the angles, apparently she was swearing, saying some vulgar stuff. Come on, you're supposed to be a role model for young women. What is that showing young women? It's not showing young women. You're showing them unsportsmanlike conduct for something that wasn't even meant to be even confronted about. You're confronting something that doesn't need to be confronted about because there was nothing that was wrong or said, and it wasn't even to her. You're making a deal over something because what I feel is your jealousy. I'm gonna say it's just jealous. Sophia Cunningham's been getting a lot of attention because she put her beliefs out there and she used her pedestal. That's her beliefs. Yeah, there's mixed feelings about that. I have mixed feelings about that because and I'm gonna say I agree with Sophia Cunningham, like I've said before. And I like the fact that she stayed her mind. But I can understand it, how some people are going to twist this and like, well, Kaepernick did the same thing. He knelt down because of his beliefs. He knelt down on the field. There's a difference. And I'm going to put this out. Kaepernick kneeled during the national anthem. During the national anthem of the United States. Out on a field. Sophia and Cunningham didn't do that. Yes, they both used their platform. They both used their ability, their platform to speak their mind. Absolutely right. And that's a personal opinion of whether if you feel that was right or not. I'll go 50-50 with it. Person has every right to speak what they want. This is a great country. It's one of our amendments. You have freedom of speech. The difference between someone like Kaepernick and Sophia Cunningham is Kaepernick, like I said, Kaepernick did it during the national anthem. He took a knee and disrespected everybody in the United States. He did it at a time where he shouldn't have done. Sophie did it in one other time. She did it in a time where there was none of that going on. There was none of, during the national anthem, during anything that could be seen as political size with it. That's the difference between the two. And that's where I give Sophie Cunningham respect more than I would ever Kaepernick. To me, Kaepernick's a piece of shit and will always be a piece, excuse my language, BLS. He's a bad player. He thinks he's, God's gift to everything, and he's not. So, but that's the difference between the two. Kaepernick did it during the national anthem. He did it right before the play a game. Sophie did it in an interview after a game when she was asked. She was very more respectful. And I'm always for someone to express their opinions and freedom of speech. Despite if it makes me upset in here because of what I believe. So, What I think of this whole thing is, honestly, so Natasha Cloud, one that NBA player or former NBA player, should definitely be apologized to. He should be apologized not only from Natasha Cloud herself from a personal aspect, but he should be apologized by the security of the stadium. He should be apologized to from the Chicago Sky. Should apologize to him. He should get a refund for his ticket. Honestly, even though he's a former NBA player, he has lots of money. He should get a refund for his ticket. Honestly, or some type of compensation for his ticket. Because he was, honestly, like you said, he was there to enjoy the game, and he celebrated Sophie Cunningham for making a shot. And all these WNBA players who are jealous, it's jealousy. It's jealousy over Sophia Cunningham because she's getting attention. It's jealousy over, players, Caitlin Clark, because she's good. And they're not getting attention. It's jealousy over Paige Beckers because she's good. She's got more skills than 3/4 of the women in the WNBA. Her and Caitlin Clark put together have more skills than anybody, in that WNBA. And yes, I'll even say about Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles got skills, but she's getting her too she's got to be knocked down pedestal. You got a lot of young players coming in that's got skills, and a lot of these other ones are like Natasha Clownison and all that. They're getting jealous, and they're pushing political aspects. They're making big deals. They want this political stuff to keep going, believe it or not, because then they get attention. Because they got no skills, they're just bullies. Natasha Cloud's a bully on the court, you can tell now. Angel Reese, she's a bully, and she can't play basketball. Her life depended on it. Beat bricks. She shoots bricks. The only reason she's got half her points, 3/4. The reason she's got 99% of her points is because of rebounds. Because if you look at her rebounds and look at her points, they're equal. Go figure. So Angel Reese, we all know she just sucks. She's gotten a little bit better, but we all know she sucks. Natasha Cloud, she's just a bully. And you're getting a lot of these females in the WNBA that are becoming bullies because they're not getting their attention. No one wants to play like them. No Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Breonna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu. It's all them. So they're like, I'm not getting my time. But there's other ones that are getting their time, like Paige Becker's partner there. Yeah, I can't think of her name. It's not at the tip of my tongue. I can usually, any other given day, I can say her name. She gets it. Even and Aaliyah Boston on the Indiana. You got good players like freaking Ray Burrell who are good. Deanna Hamby. So you know what? But they're not making noise because they don't have to, because they bring it to the court. But when you got someone like Natasha Cloud, Collier, Nafisa Collier, have to whine and cry about every little thing because they don't get their way. Is it really that they're not getting away, or they're just trying to distract the fact that they suck? In all honesty, so like I said, I think Natasha Cloud should apologize to him. I think she needs to apologize to the team. I think she needs to apologize to the fan base. I think she needs to get fined, and I think she needs to get kicked out of a few games because of her reactions and how she reacted to the situation, even though the situation had nothing to do with her, because someone was cheering on Sophia Cunningham for making the three-pointer shot. So, you know what? That's just my take on it. Everybody's going to see different. It is what it is. So, got any questions, anyone comments on about what I say, feel free. I got broad shoulders. Alright? So, thank you for listening to me, and talk to you later. Peace.